Well, there's a real-life drama for reality stars Teresa and Giudice. The pair found fame on The Real Housewives of New Jersey, and who could forget scenes from that show, like the table flipping incident?
You are f***ing Dave 19 times?
Okay, but the Giudices, they're expected in court this afternoon on multiple fraud charges. And to discuss all of this, I'm joined by Page Pate. He's a criminal defense attorney. Welcome back, Page.
Good to be here.
Do you watch the show?
No, I have to say I haven't, but I do know who they are.
Lots of people watch the show, though. It's very popular. According to the Giudices, they allegedly exaggerated their income as they applied for loans, and then they allegedly hid their increasing incomes after they filed for bankruptcy. And also, I guess Joseph Giudice was charged with failing to file federal income tax returns for 4 years. These are serious charges.
They are serious charges. A lot of people have talked about the punishment they may be facing if they're convicted. The statute says up to 30 years. In reality, though, federal court sentencing guidelines, it's all based on the amount of money. And in this indictment, they're looking at about $5 million in loss. And that means about 4 or 5 years in federal prison.
Wow. I mean, he's an Italian citizen, the husband,
right.
Joe. So what does that mean in an American court system?
Well, any felony conviction makes him subject to deportation. So if they're convicted of this, even if they plead guilty, go to trial, lose, then he's looking at being deported. No question about that.
And what about her? She says she's going to stand by her man, but I mean, could she prove she had no idea her husband was doing this and still stand beside him?
You know, I've heard that she may be taking that approach, but if you look at the charges, it's all based on documents that she signed as well as her husband. So if she signed these documents and they're false, then she is just as responsible as he is.
So on the show, she's often seen flashing a lot of money. Like, I think she furnished her house and she flashed like $120,000 in cash.
Right.
Will that make a difference in the court proceedings?
Yeah, absolutely. Because in a case like this, the government is alleging that they used false statements to get all this money, to get the loan money that they were able to then use for expenses, to flash, all of the things that we saw on the show. So I expect if this case goes to trial, the government will likely use some of that footage, say, look, this is how they're spending the money that they got illegally.
Page Pate, thanks so much for being here this morning. Appreciate it. Still to come in the newsroom, Apple's lagging